My name is Holly Stanton. I am a Senior Manager of Strategic Workforce Planning for Xcel Energy. I also was appointed by Governor Polis to the first stood up Just Transition office in the state of Colorado, so the Just Transition from Coal Advisory Committee. I also sit on their Finance Subcommittee and Workforce Subcommittee. The skills are very similar to the skills of our workforce today. So that's what's so wonderful about Just Transition, is that this is not a huge leap. It's not that people are going to have to completely move into an entirely different career with entirely different skills. The skills that our workforce has today are the same skills that we're going to need in the future. Some of those top skills are soft skills like troubleshooting, problem solving. I would say it's relationship building, it's inclusion. It's all of these things that our workers have today, they'll need in the future. Additionally, there's technical skills that they have today that they'll continue to need. So a mechanic at a coal power plant is still going to be a mechanic at, say, a hydrogen plant. It's just the tool that changes. And it's helping them understand now this new tool that they have to do mechanical work to. This is really where we focus on the skill gap itself is not as detrimental as we once thought when we first thought about moving into clean energy and up and reskilling our workforce. Sure, there are some new things. There are pieces or components of that are entirely new. When I think about the new clean energy skills that we need and will need across the nation, I'm thinking about all the new technologies that are coming around, whether that be wind or solar, hydrogen, biomass, molten salt, all the different types of clean energy sources that are coming down the pike. And I think that we need to get used to this environment because moving into this new technology is going to be an ongoing event. It's not that we're going to move into wind or solar and wind or solar is around for 50 years. There'll be some other new technology that'll be on the horizon, and we don't know what that is yet. That's still new. It's still something that the energy industry is looking into, and we'll understand what that is in the future and continue to transition our workers. About retention at our plants, it's important for us to retain our workforce. When you think about what we've invested in this workforce, we have a highly skilled workforce. This is a workforce we're going to want to keep. If you were to sever them now, you're just going to turn around and hire them right back into clean energy jobs because it's the same skill set that we're going to need, that we have now, we're going to need in the future. So I think first and foremost is really making the commitment. And the commitment is that you will retain those workers, you will not lay them off and move them into clean energy jobs. It's going to be far more effective and more financially savvy to actually create upper reskilling programs and do some on-the-job training versus severing somebody and then just to take them right back in and rehire them and put them through apprenticeship programs again. I think, making the commitment to keep a workforce employed and in clean energy jobs is a far more effective result. When I think about the workforce in 2030 for Xcel Energy, I think it is an agile workforce. I think it's a workforce that's multi-skilled. I think it's a workforce that can adapt to any new technology that comes down the pike. I think it's a diverse workforce. When I think about the communities in which we're putting clean energy assets, these are disadvantaged communities. Already diverse communities, and when we place an asset that's 30 to 50 years in a community, you want to continue to build that talent pipeline there. So we're going to need programs to enable those workers staying in the community and moving into our clean energy jobs. So that's really working with some of the local providers, our workforce centers, some of the diversity groups, whether that's Boys and Girls Club or it's the Minnesota Energy Center or it's a legacy program. There's all sorts of programs that are out there that we can either replicate or leverage, or new things we're going to need to stand up to, I would say, continue to fill our jobs in these small rural communities. The challenges over the next 5 years, I think, are going to be in getting people interested in energy jobs. I think that it's not as attractive as, say, a company like a Google or a Yahoo. Getting them interested and getting them into energy and helping them see how fascinating this industry is, how it moves and changes and continues to evolve, how it's really on the forefront of everything interesting from a chemistry perspective to an energy or engineering perspective. Great opportunities to attract people into energy jobs over the next 5 years. I think that's going to be one of our biggest challenges, is getting people excited about that. Another big challenge is being prepared for the next new technology that comes about. When we think about our clean energy goals, a lot of companies are anticipating wind or solar or hydrogen or some of the things that we know about now. But what we're not anticipating is what is the new technology that's going to help us to get to 2050. And it's that technology that will help us to understand how to continue on this journey and not just stop at year 2030. How do we get now from 2030 to 2050?